The actor George's secret funeral role might have been the most significant absence from the young Sheldon finale in terms of Cooper. As the family prepared for their father George's funeral, Sheldon and the rest of them dealt with the shock of his sudden death from a heart attack in different ways. In the first part of the young Sheldon finale, this took place, and the second part was a send-off to George. This served to both wrap up the series and bring back as many familiar faces as possible. A number of the Coopers' closest friends, including Dr. Sturgis and Brenda Sparks, shared their sorrow with them. After years of critique from Sheldon and Mary, George's real character was revealed by a younger Sheldon in The Big Bang Theory. His reputation had been completely restored by the time he passed away. The prequel had repeatedly shown that, despite his imperfections, his devotion to his family was hard to deny. The show put off killing off the Cooper patriarch for as long as they could. But unlike their take on George's infidelity scandal, young Sheldon had to stay true to canon and kill him. At George's funeral, the emphasis was on the touching service and the Coopers' response to his passing. Nevertheless, George's sister Ruth was noticeably absent from the funeral. Sheldon first brought her up in an episode of The Big Bang Theory while going on a tirade about his childhood. He went on to say that his Aunt Ruth had already passed away at that point. But in season 2 of Young Sheldon a couple of decades ago, it was established that she was indeed still alive. Since the prequel does not mention her demise, it is reasonable to presume that she was alive at the time. If Barbara and George were physically similar, she could portray her character's sister in the Young Sheldon finale, introducing George to his family's side of the story. A fresh notion put forth by young Sheldon suggests that Ruth might have been the second character that Barbara portrayed during George's burial, even though she was not seen during the service. Several set photos show that Barbara was there at George's funeral in drag, and he was even visible from the rear of the church as the service began. Not to mention that he also got inside the coffin and played his original part again. If Barbara and George were physically similar, she could portray her character's